Welcome to Salient's End User Training videos. In this segment, you'll learn about our web client's ability to enable multi-stream video playback for reviewing video from multiple cameras and how you can export multiple clips quickly and painlessly, all from your web browser. The process to enable the feature is quick and the steps to use it are easy, so let's get started. To begin, you'll need to access the web client. Open your browser, and in the address bar, enter in the IP address or the fully qualified domain name of your recording server along with the correct port. Use port 4502 for a non-secure connection or 4503 for a secure connection. When you see the login screen, you'll need to enter the correct host address for your management server, along with your complete view username and password, and then select Login. Now, unlike the desktop client, the web client only has two complete view modules, Live View and Playback. Select the Playback icon from the navigation bar at the top, and you'll find yourself in the Search Video section of the Playback module. Search Video allows you to search video for a single camera. To enable the multi-stream playback, you'll have to adjust one of the advanced settings in the web client. Select the main menu at the top of the web client interface and choose the Settings option. In the Settings, you'll see 4 tabs at the top. Select the Advanced tab, and at the bottom left you'll see you can enable multi-camera playback. Go ahead and check that box and then choose Save. This will put a separate icon here, and if you hover it just says Playback Video, but when you choose that, it will bring you into the multi-camera playback section. Once in the multi-stream playback, you can drag and drop any view, map, or up to 4 individual cameras into the playback window and start reviewing video. If the selected viewer map has more than 4 cameras, you'll be asked to select which 4 cameras you want for the review. Once you've done that, select OK, and those cameras will be placed into the review panel. To change the search parameters, select the calendar icon from above, and you can choose a different date and set a new time for your video search. You can also choose to filter the video search results by video type, displaying any combination of continuous, motion, or alarm video. When your search parameters are set, select the Search button, and if the video exists for the date and time selected, it will load into your timeline. If you'd like to modify the cameras being reviewed in the timeline, you can drag any camera from the list into your playback window. And if you have less than 4 cameras, it will add the camera. If you have 4 cameras in, it will ask you to choose which camera you'd like to keep. If you would like to start your search over, you can always come up to the top right and select the Reset icon to clear all of your cameras from the current search. The playback controls are located below the video timeline and function similar to those in the desktop client. You can start and stop playback at any point, and you can also play in reverse. The 10-second icons will jump you forward or backwards in 10-second increments. The next and previous icons will jump you to the next or previous motion or alarm events if they're in the timeline for any camera that has those events. Playback speed can be controlled from 1/4 speed up to 2 times speed, and the zoom level of the timeline can be changed from the default of 2 hours to the maximum of 24 hours, down to the absolute minimum of 1-minute timeline, and anywhere in between. Finally, you can left-click and you can drag on the timeline to position it to any specific time that you want to review video at. With multi-camera playback enabled, you can also perform exports on multiple streams. To export more than one stream, you'll have to select the streams that you want. You can do this by clicking on the camera tiles with your mouse, or you can place a check mark in the box next to the camera name by the camera timeline. Once you have the stream selected, you can choose to export the full timeline, or you can trim and export to get the video that you need. If you're going to use the full timeline export, understand that for each camera stream you have selected, you're exporting the zoom level of the timeline. So if you're zoomed to 2 or 6 or however many hours, you're going to place all that video in your export queue. What you want to do then is zoom your timeline in so that it contains the video that you want to export. Then you can drag your timeline and position it exactly where you want to capture the footage. Once you're satisfied with the clip's length in the zoom level and the video positioning, select Export Full Timeline at the top. And it's important that you only click that icon once. There's no visual confirmation that anything has happened, but when you click Export the Full Timeline, the video is placed in the export queue where it can be trimmed and downloaded. If you click it multiple times, you're going to end up with a lot of clips in your queue. If you want to be even more detailed with your export, you can choose the Trim and Export option. Follow the same steps for selecting the camera streams to export, but this time you don't have to be as exact with the positioning of the timeline. You want to zoom in enough so that you can easily adjust your export times, but you can leave either space at the end of your clips on your target window. When you're ready, select that Trim and Export icon, and you'll see a shaded box appear on the timeline. Now you can drag this box and you can position it for the exact start and end time of the clips that you want to capture in this export. You also have the option down below of trimming each clip individually. Select this box and you'll end up with individual sliders for each camera in the timeline, and now you can position those and select 4 different clips at completely different times and complete an export on those cameras that way. Once you've got everything positioned the way you want it, just click the check mark down below to add that video to the export queue. The X will cancel if you want to do that, but we're going to add this to the queue. And now that video is ready for us to download. Finally, we still have the ability to take snapshots of anything that's visible in the playback window. We can do it on an individual camera stream or multiple streams. So you can select 1 or 2 streams, and right here is a snapshot icon. Select this, and it's right there. It's going to download those JPEG images, and it will capture whatever is currently in that playback window. That covers how to use our multi-stream playback and the export part. We are going to jump into the export queue, and I'll show you how you can trim those export clips that you put in and how to get those downloaded to your system. To do that, select the export queue icon from your nav menu at the top, and you'll see the export interface. On the left will be a list of all the clips that you've added to your queue, and clicking on any one of these will place that in the playback window where you can review the footage. You can also edit the name of the clip and optionally enter in a description if needed. Just select each area, type in your information, hit enter on your keyboard, and it'll be saved. If you want to trim one of your clips, select it from the list, and once it's in the playback window, locate the scissor icon down in the Playback Controls. Select it, and you'll see 2 trim tabs on either end of the clip. Move the sliders so that they bracket the video that you want to keep, and when you're ready, select the check mark, and that will trim the video and contain only the footage between those 2 sliders. When you've completed all of your final edits, like naming, describing, and trimming your clips, then you're ready to download. If you're going to download all of your clips, you can simply select the Export All option, and it will create a zip file of all the clips in your queue. If you want to download a single clip, just select it from the list and then choose the export option. If you want to do multiple clips, you can hold Shift and click to select those, or you can hold Control and click to select your multiple clips. Once you've got them selected, select the Export button, and you'll see a pop-up interface. Here, you can enter in a name for the export file. It's going to create a zip. And then you can click on Continue. Optionally, you could also choose to create a session file. That's done by checking the Export Session box. When you do this, you'll have to fill in the title, the description, the incident location. You can optionally edit the incident date. It will put in the current date and time, but you can change that to match your incident. This will create a zip file, but it will include what's known as an ESF or a session file, and this will link the clips that you have chosen together. When you play that session file, it will play all of those clips back in chronological order in the Complete View video player. When you're ready to do your export, select the Continue, and the system is going to go through and process these. Once the processing is complete, select Download, and your zipped export file will be saved locally. Now, you will not be able to interact with the rest of your clips while a download is waiting. If you decide not to download your processed clips, you can simply click the Reset, and you'll be able to work with the rest. If you've got your clips and you're ready to get rid of those, you can always remove them from the list, and then you're left with the ones that you still have to download. But that's all there is to getting those finalized clips downloaded and set on your system.